Welcome to NHL Hockey News Reports, and thank you very much for letting me be on your Hockey Nation. And today we are talking about the Montreal Canadiens. Can they make the playoffs next season? And I'll have to add one more thing to it. How far? Yeah, you can say, yeah, this team can make the playoffs, but do they get out in the first round? Maybe potential go to the second round? Or are they, oh yeah, definitely, this team can go to the conference final and even to the final. Definitely, there's no decision to that. They know that they're going to make it, no problem. So that's what we're going to get into. Playoffs and how far. So I'm using CapFilm. I'm not using my board today. I'm sorry. But thank you for the ones who are watching Hockey Nation too. And I am NHL News Reports. Excuse me there. So here we go. These are the players on the team of the Montreal Canadiens. Drouin, Tatar, Gallagher, Byron Domi, Danault, Armia, Lehkonen, Reese, Wheel, Pekka, Thompson, Cousins, Kokanemi, and Hudon. I just got an idea here that I am going to make a team really quick. Just for you all to see here. Okay, so this is much better. We can talk about the lineups now. We can see Paul Byron maybe on this right side, right there. Arturi Lehkonen, Kokanemi. We can also probably see like Ryan Poehling making the lineup. He might be center. Who knows? Even Nick Suzuki. Let's just put him in there for now. How this would play out. You know what I mean? I could see Drouin getting moved down to like here. Pekka getting scratched. I know, just want to talk about this really quick. So, let's get into it. Is this team good enough, this forward group right now, good enough for the playoffs? Well, the first line you have Domi, Gallagher, Tatar. Gallagher definitely would be a great goal scorer in the playoffs for Montreal. We can see that definitely that could happen. Max Domi had never been to the playoffs. That might be a little stumbling block there. Hasn't been to the playoffs ever. So that might be something he will have to get used to. Tatar, he's been to the playoffs many times with Detroit. Went with the Golden Knights to the final. Only scored one goal, but he knows how to get there. Of course, you have Lehkonen, Danault, Armia. Armia's been to the Western Conference final with the Jets. Danault has been the playoffs maybe once with the Blackhawks. I can't remember about that. And then you have Arturi Lehkonen. That hasn't been to the playoffs once with the Rangers in Montreal, and he was pretty good. And then you have Kokanemi, hasn't been to the playoffs yet, we know that. Drouin has been in the playoffs a lot of times, even been to the final with the Lightning, so he knows how to do it. He can score during the playoffs. We have seen it with the Lightning. And you have Byron that only one time in 16 and 17 season he's been to the playoffs for Montreal. Never with the Calgary Flames or Buffalo. And then you have Hudon, Neville, Wheel, I think one or two times. Reese, yes, this is a good one. Dale Reese, he was with Montreal mostly when he went to the playoffs. Very successful in the playoffs in Montreal, definitely. That might be a guy you want to look to. Cousins, no, not really. Poehling hasn't played yet. Suzuki hasn't played. Nate Thompson, yes. Boston, LA, Anaheim, teams he's been with. Been to the playoffs, yes, plenty of times. So you have a mix of players that have been to the playoffs, haven't been to the playoffs. But this forward core does look really good. I do like Tatar, like Domi and Gallagher. That's a pretty good, solid first line, hopefully. And you have, maybe you even see like this. By the end of the season, if they make the playoffs, you can maybe see like that. Kokanemi maybe number one, and then down goes the list. You can see that maybe. Moving on to the defense. Now, defense, Carl Osno, I'm scratching him, okay? Ben Sherratt, not there. I see Vitamete there. There we go. And probably Mike Riley gets scratched. To put it out there. Okay, so now we have Rebel, Mete, Sherrod, Petrie, Kulak, Folan. And you can say that you want Petrie with Kulak, okay. You can say that because Kulak played really well with Petrie. And you can say that works well and you put Sherrod on the third pairing. Yeah, okay, you can say what you want about that. You can if you want. That might change a little, might not. And Weppel and Mate. Okay, Weppel knows how to get to the playoffs. He's a beast. Mate has never been to the playoffs, but he has good speed and will help out Weppel. And Weppel can help out Mate. Both can help out each other. Kulak and Petrie, I think Petrie can help out. Yes, definitely. Kulak, doesn't been to the playoffs as much at not really any time. Maybe even during the playoffs, you see more like Ben Sherratt on the second line. Ben Sherratt's been to the playoffs last 2 times with Winnipeg Jets. Been to the conference final, been in the first round last year. But he's done a lot. He's been to the playoffs twice, so he does have some experience, definitely. Folan, yeah, he has a little experience, not as much. And then, having that would be pretty good. The thing about Matthew Pecker, does he make it? Not really. To the playoffs. All's no, not really. Mike Riley, yeah, I guess you can put him in there, but has not much playoff experience. And then we have Carey Price, who has multiple years in the playoffs. A $10.5 million contract, of course, that doesn't really matter, but he's a really good stud for the playoffs and definitely could do an incredible job. You don't have to worry about Price. Just worry about your goaltend. Just worry about your defense and your forwards. Very few teams can say, yeah, goaltending is fine. Everything else we gotta make sure. Many teams are like, let's worry about that goaltending. So Montreal has that. They're very fortunate they have a very good goaltender. Definitely. And then Keith Kincaid, if you can be that good backup goaltender and not tire out Carey Price, that would be good. So looking at the playoffs, this team has a mix, like I said, on the blue line too, of playoff experience and non-playoff experience. Of course, the blue line doesn't have as much playoff experience as the forwards depth does, but you can really look here, and you got some youngsters who can really, and some older ones who can really learn from the veterans. But looking here, do they make the playoffs? I think yes. I think Columbus goaltending is not good enough. I think a couple other ones might get kicked out, maybe. Who knows? We'll see about that. And I'm thinking that they make it. But the thing is, the second part of my question was, how far do they make it? Like I said in the beginning, how far? How far can they make it? First of all, do they have a team to make it that far? If they, what happens if they say, okay, we win the first opponent, okay, quarterfinal, boom. Okay, we win the first opponent, good. We're going to the semifinal now. Alright, what do we do here? Are they able to go to the conference final? Are they able to go to the final? Or are they even able, let's even go back to what we had before with the quarterfinal. Are they even able to get out of that quarterfinal and go to the semifinal? I think they're a team that I think they're going to make the playoffs. Either they lose in the quarterfinal or they go to the semifinal. But lose in the semifinal. Okay? Not because of Price, scoring and defense. It's a little problem, I think. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much here for Hockey Nation being on here. And it's been a very pleasure for me to be with him a couple of times. And thank you for watching. This is NHL Hockey News Report. And make sure you check out Hockey Nation too. Snakefield. Bye.